What's up, my friends in film fandom, wherever you may be and however you may be watching? Thank you so much for giving us just a little bit of your time. We're going to continue on with a little bit of the Robert Duvall Love Fest tonight with a movie that I think you will all enjoy if you've seen it. If not, what the hell are you waiting for? Why are you here? Pause this, go watch the movie, and then come back and watch this later. You got time. But here to go over it with me, as always, is my head of life mate, Jeremy. What's up, brother?
I'm a little ashamed of myself that I didn't realize a little too late for all my gamers out there that it is March 10th. Therefore, it is Mario Day. And I've been saying so many times we need to review the 1993 god-awful masterpiece that is the Super Mario Brothers movie. And I was like, this even falls on a Tuesday. And I was like, a couple hours ago, I'm like, oh, damn it, we should have done that. But it's okay. I'm excited to talk about this movie, though, because like I said, we're still, like you said, we're still on this little appreciation fest of Robert Duvall. So, and this was a first watch for me. So I know everybody, I feel like we need like a big thing that dings up like, oh my God, a first watch for me. Because I've seen every movie ever, according to my friends. Like, no, I have not. But I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's I'm glad I can actually still discover something like it's from an actor that we said we've gushed over before, and to see another bit of his work that I hadn't seen before, and for the experiencing it for the first time was pretty cool. So,
yeah, but don't worry not, though. The Mario reviews are coming. Just talking with Jeremy about it. There's going to be probably a original Mario Brothers from '93 review, and then as well as the Mario Brothers movie from a couple of years ago, and then, of course, the new one coming out here very soon. That review will probably come around, too. So there will be plenty of Mario coming in the near future. Fear not. BJ here as always. Always good to see you, BJ. Glad you're here. See, Casey chiming in early. He was in here early saying he loves this movie. His mom introduced him to the movie. Well, your mother was a wonderful woman to introduce you to a good movie. You should be very appreciative of that memory because this movie is well worth it. We are, of course, here to talk about Secondhand Lions. It is the 2003 American comedy drama film written and directed by Tim McCanlies. It tells the story of an introverted young boy played by Joel Osment, who essentially with his eccentric great uncles, played by Robert Duvall and Michael Caine, on a farm in Texas. In its opening weekend, the film grossed just short of $13 million in 3,000 theaters in the United States and Canada, ranking second behind Underworld. If you're going to get beat, you may as well get beat by Underworld, which is a huge movie. The film ended up grossing $42 million domestically, a little more than $6 million internationally, for a worldwide total of about $48.2 million on a budget of $30 million. So it was probably a modest financial success. The film holds a 61% approval rating from critics on Rotten Tomatoes. That's based on 135 reviews. It's got an average rating of 6.1 out of 10. The website's consensus review reads, short but simple, a wholesome but schmaltzy movie. Yeah, but come on, what do you want? It wasn't meant to be hard. It was meant to be emotional and fun and part whimsy, part action.
Movies
part
were fun.
Yes, movies are fun. Damn, that's what they're supposed to be. Give me your quick thoughts of the movie real quick, Jeremy, before we get into the spoiler stuff.
Also, I'm pretty sure 2003 was also the year that Return of the King came out, so I'm sure that blew every other movie out of the water of that year. So,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure this probably came out before that because that wasn't mentioned. I'm pretty sure that would have gotten some accolades. But yeah, I don't know what more you could want. Like, it's kind of got it all. It's got some of the goofy kind of comedic bits to it. It's got this kind of whimsical, almost borderline like fantasy adventure type thing, akin to some stuff like Indiana Jones. Maybe not quite The Mummy, but like I got a little bit of Princess Bride vibe from this at some points where I'm like, this is a ridiculous story, but it's like we're all just Haley Joel Osment, like just sat forward in our chairs, like all wide-eyed, like listening to Michael Caine tell the story, doing his best, hiding his very obvious British accent. But hey, you had me fooled because I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm used to you being, Alfred in The Dark Knight, which was 2 years after this. So
yeah,
I've seen as somebody who is a fan of The Walking Dead, I've seen plenty of Brits pull off a Southern accent. So I'm not gonna ding Sir Michael Caine. Sorry, I forgot he is in fact knighted. So I was like, I'll let it go. Yeah, it's a fun movie. It honestly, like I said, it gives you some feels, a touch of adventure, romance, action. Yeah, and it's fun, and I wouldn't say that just from the fact that, again, that it's kind of in retrospect that we've lost the Robert Duvall. So I honestly I enjoy that. I enjoyed this movie. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, a good movie. Definitely not. Maybe not in one of the top 10s of his films, as most people might break it down. But it's a very good performance by him, by far. I mean, he is at the top of his game, especially acting alongside Michael Caine, who, let's face it, is no slouch. It's like you can look really dumb next to Michael Caine pretty easily if you're not really, really good. And honestly, there was a great chemistry and it was a great real friendship between those two that made those roles so good. This movie is just feel good. Like I said, it's a bit Lifetime movie, but it's got touches of Indiana Jones, it's got touches of mystery, it's got touches of intrigue, touches of crime. There's little scenes that kind of like become different movies, and all the plot lines kind of mesh together very, very well. And then of course you have the kid that sees dead people, who was riding high off the Sixth Sense and being Forrest Gump's illegitimate son in the years prior to this movie. But yeah, it's loaded with great actors.
Something about his best friend being tied into a walrus suit.
Something like that. Yeah.
Weird, man.
Several years on from that, but yeah, it's really a movie that's got a lot of everything. It's got great adventure. It's one of those movies that really unlocks your imagination. This is one of those movies. It's not like Fast and Furious where I say you got to turn your brain off and just let it happen and just assume that everything's real. This is one of those movies that really pulls you into it, and you want to believe that everything that is probably bullshit in this movie is 100% true. You want to believe it all.
Right.
It's extremely fun. And, you were talking about how this had to open up in the same year as some other movies. Let's see. Finding Nemo, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. That's the first movie. Matrix Reloaded, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, X2, which many people, up until the one movie, Days of Future Past, many people thought was the best X-Men movie. Elf, The Matrix Revolutions came out that year as well.
That's true.
Or it came out. Yeah, Oh, yeah, because they released both those Matrix sequels in the same year. One in the spring, one in the fall. The first Hulk movie, Fast and Furious 2, Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. So I mean, the Italian Job. It had the Daredevil movie, which we're not going to talk about that one. the Freddy versus Jason came out that year. Master and Commander was supposed to be huge. I don't know why it wasn't bigger, but I mean, so it ended up finishing League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The final Sean Connery movie came out that year as well. But Open Range.
Could have played Gandalf since we're talking about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
damn it, man! You really fumbled the ball.
But yeah, so this movie ended up finishing 71st in the yearly box office with a total of about $42 million, which is not a little over $42 million, which is not nothing to shake a stick at. You know what I mean? So yeah, it had a little bit going on that year. So if you're going to be beaten by a couple movies, and like I said, where's Underworld?
Underworld.
Because I don't remember. I don't know exactly where Underworld finished. Let me try to find it real quick. Underworld. It probably opened about the same time. Different Under. That's Under the Tuscan Sun. A good chick flick, but where's Underworld on here? That's very strange. Well, I know it didn't finish that bad. Let me sort by release date because I know it about the same time. Let's see. This one came out in.
Well, while you look for that, I'm going to put this up here. And, of course, my wife has to take a jab at me. Like, what do you mean you haven't seen everything besides this one? Well, look. It's comparatively a shorter list than most people because, what do I spend my time doing? Like, growing up and also, when I moved out on my own and definitely did not ruin my laptop. Sailing the seas like Jack Sparrow, we'll put it that way. Watched a lot of damn movies. I was like, I thought I hit up all the classics, but it's probably why I died. But
December 19th. Let's see. When did?
Underworld?
Okay, for some reason I sort. Yeah, Underworld opened the same weekend. Underworld only beat this about $10 million, which is $10 million. I say that like $10 million is a lot of money, but yeah, it opened the same day as this film, And so not a bad showing when you consider you were going up against Kate Beckinsale, kind of at her peak.
Yeah, right.
But let's get into the movie now. Let's talk directors. Let's see. The director of this film was Tim McCanlies. Not a long resume, but a relatively interesting one. Jeremy, I put this to you. I'll go through his resume real quick. I don't know if you've done any research on who this guy is, but tell me if anything jumps out against you.
I've got
he producer a horror film called Scalps in 1983. It's something about a vengeful Native American spirit. Sounds kind of interesting. Never saw it. And then in 1987, he was a writer and associate producer of a surfing movie that I loved when I was a kid called North Shore. I remember that movie very well, actually. Fun movie. Then he did something that looks interesting to me. I've never heard of it. It's called Dancer, Texas, Population 81. It's loaded with a lot of great actors. Breckenmeyer, Peter Facinelli, Eddie Mills, and Ethan Embry, who we just saw in Scream 7. He was the janitorial nurse guy that was one of the killers. So, dude, that's the cast that I'm interested in. Then he does a direct-to-video, Dennis the Menace. He was the writer on that one. He was the writer for The Iron Giant, very popular movie from 1999. Yeah, that's the one. He was a concept writer for Smallville for most of its run. He worked on 195 episodes. And then in there, while he was doing Smallville, is when he directed and wrote this movie. He did a movie called The Two Bobs that I've never heard of. Doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, so maybe it was good, maybe it wasn't. Then he directed a movie called Alabama Moon in 2009. It has John Goodman in it, but I never heard of it. And then in 2012, he did, which was probably a Lifetime television movie called Angels Sing, Christmas, stuff like that. It's got Harry Connick Jr., Connie Britton, two actors I like. It's got Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson in it, which you can't go wrong with those two. It's based on a book, so not a long filmography that he's worked on, but a couple of notable titles, specifically Smallville and Iron Giant. What do you think of the work that he did on this film specifically?
Yeah, I was gonna say if any of them jump out to me, it would obviously be the Iron Giant. It's a pretty phenomenal movie. When I saw that, I'm like, I know for a fact that is Brad Bird that directed that, so I was wondering what hand he had in it. But that's pretty cool. As for this movie, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of like we've been mentioning, there's a lot of elements to this movie that there's such thing as doing too much, right? Like there's a way of finding a balance, and somehow, like I said, you find a balance between all the different parts of this movie. Like I said, being the comedic bits or bits where you're like when it's kind of being introduced, and you're like, am I supposed to laugh? Like, why is there a pig? Like with all these dogs, and they just keep following this kid around. I'm like, this is kind of. I'm like, I kind of want to laugh, but and then there's the interjection of every once in a while this story just keeps progressing that Michael Caine's character is telling Haley Joel Osment about Uncle Hub, who's played by Duvall, and I love that it's even kind of got the like, where was I? He like says the line. He's like, "Oh, right." It just jumps right back into the story again.
Yeah,
but like you said, there's that intrigue of like we keep seeing Duvall's character like in this scene, like he's going out there at night and he's just like sleepwalking and he's going out to like where the I assume it's like a little lake they have on their property where they were fishing in a very interesting way, using lead weights, I guess I can say. That's one way to put it. But obviously Haley Joel Osment's character finds the locked trunk with the picture of the woman inside, and again there's the little seeds of this intrigue, and he keeps seeing him go out there every night, and one night finally he sees the picture of the young woman in the chest, and and he finally goes out there to try to confront him, and then Michael Caine sits him down. He's like, "Hey, maybe don't try to wake him up. I've tried that once, and he damn near took my head off." It's like, "Oh, okay, fair enough." And like I said, then it begins this story, and it's like every time they kind of come back around to it, you're kind of excited to hear about it again, even though it does feel like it's a little bit embellished because, of course, like when Michael Caine's telling, he's like, "Yeah, I went in there and I, single-handedly saved your Uncle Hub." He's like, "Really though? Did you?" He's like, "Okay, he may have helped a little bit." It goes from him like kicking all the ass to him then struggling just to get his gun out of his holster, and like Robert Duvall's younger self has already kicked all their asses. And he's just like, "Oh, all right." Good hustle, you got it. Which I mean, we saw it in the bar too. Like he just kind of sits back, and the kid's like, "You're not gonna help him." He's like, "Nah, he's got it." These like like we said, these two guys feel like they're genuine friends, right? And there's even comedic shit like where they're arguing like a fucking married couple. He's like, "What's that plant? That looks the same as that one. It's corn. It's all corn. You bought a whole bunch of corn, you idiot." Like, that's a nice line you bought. Yeah, with some nice vegetables you bought too. I'm like, they're just taking jabs at each other. They're just walking back to the house. I don't know if you have a picture, just like them just sitting on the porch, like with their shotguns in their lap and just bickering. I'm like, man, if there was just goals in life, I just want to be old, sitting on a pile of cash just in the middle of nowhere, drinking iced tea with my best friend, shotgun in the lab, just scaring off all the salesmen and whatnot coming to sell you crap you don't need. Although a clay pigeon launcher might be kind of beneficial, that'd be kind of fun.
Oh yeah, that was a smart purchase for them, to be sure.
That one was worth it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I know what that is. I was like, I'm surprised you guys don't have one. So, but it does give them that kind of nice bonding, that first bonding moment with what was his name? Walter was the kid's name?
Walter.
Yeah, it gives them kind of this nice little thing they all do together, like where he loads up the clay birds for him, and then they're just standing like, all right, bull, they're having a good time. And then casually buying a lion, who then proceeds to make her jungle the corn stalks, which they've now just committed to. It's just little things in this movie that you just kind of like, you just smile at because you're like, this is ridiculous, but you're not mad about it. It's just this weird amalgamation of, like I said, of the two old guys. I was gonna make a joke when I first came in here. I'm like, this is the weirdest episode of 2.5 Men I've ever seen, but I'm not mad about it. Yeah, who would be Charlie Sheen? I think it might have been Duvall's character. He's kind of the crazier one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, lion's blood, say a tiger's blood. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you get this lion in the cornfield, and all the dogs and the pig for some reason. It's just. If I told you just like little bits of the story, it's kind of probably going to seem like how Walter felt. He was like, that really happened. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah, I would be interested to ask Tim McCanlies what his approach was on set, because you've got a good story, a timely story. You've got really good dialogue. It was well written. I'm wondering if he didn't just say, hey, Robert Duvall and Michael Caine, just act the way you guys have been acting for a long time. I'm willing to bet he didn't have to direct those guys much, and even really Haley Joel Osment, because at that point in his career and his life, he was kind of he was 14, a bit doofy anyway. He had his successes, but he seemed very into what this movie was. So I would imagine that he would probably just say, I just looked at these two absolute friggin' legends, and I was just like, you guys do what you do. You know what you're doing. Just deliver good dialogue. These characters, you know who they are, and.
You're gonna have me laughing. The very first word out of Robert Duvall's mouth. You order a hooker? I'm like, the first word he speaks in this whole movie, and I'm like, okay, I'm in. This is too damn funny already.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what that's this movie though. It's like it's the emotion balanced with the levity, balanced with the can I believe a word that these guys are fucking saying?
Right.
And then of course you get to the end of the movie and you find out what you find out about it. We'll get into that later. But yeah, it's just I would imagine that Tim McCanlies just looked at them and said, hey guys, you know the dialogue, you know what these characters are. Just do what you do. You don't have to. When you've got the star player, sometimes you're just like, pass the guy the ball and let him shoot. Don't tell him how to shoot. Just pass him the ball and let him shoot. And I think that's kind of what you do with these actors. And like I said, Haley Joel Osment as well. Not to mention, and we'll go ahead and get into the cast now. There's a whole lot of like blink and you'll miss it people in here that you recognize for what they do later on. Like Adrian Pasteur was was the salesman that sold him the clay pigeon machine. And he went on to be in Heroes. He's been in other stuff. He played the President of the United States in a short-lived TV show that I really liked several years back. He was good. Nicky Katt, who plays he's in the last. Well, where's the hell's the picture of Nicky Katt? I'm sure I got a picture of him. Yeah, the asshole, boyfriend, the kid. He's like, I talk a lot about this TV show V from the 80s. He actually played Mark Singer's son. Not to mention, he plays the jerk that the one nerd boy fights with in Dazed and Confused at the Moon Tower.
Okay.
He's also been in a plethora of other things. He was big in TV shows.
I've seen him before, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he actually just recently passed away, unfortunately. But it's loaded. And and this guy right here, I forget his name off the top of my head, but he was in the West Wing. He was in the first Transformers movie, I'm pretty sure. But in the West Wing, he is a reoccurring character as the head of the President's Secret Service detail. It's loaded with a lot of actors that I've seen be really good at a lot of things. So not only do you have these two amazing actors in Robert Duvall and Michael Caine, and of course, the up and coming career of the kid of Walter, of seeing dead people. Haley Joel Osment. But you've got all these great character actors who fill in the other spaces perfectly, and it's just this movie has got such great flow to it, in large part because you've got a lot of really talented people in front of the camera, and the people behind the camera did a great job as well. But let me get to the cast with you. What do you think of the cast overall, and who stood out to you the most?
Lord, that is hard. I was gonna say I swear I've seen the guy who played the older version of Walter, because I'm like, he looks like Matthew McConaughey, but he's not. You know what I mean?
Do you not know who that is?
No, I know who he is. I'm now going through his thing. I'm like, but I'm trying to figure out where in the hell is what I've seen him in.
Need some help? Give up yet?
No, I'll get there. Forever Purge, I've seen that. Actually, I own that. It's one of my favorite weird, like, American Psycho. See, it's like we're getting there, but like, what? There's gonna be the one that gets me where I'm gonna. It's. Oh no, I remember who he was in American Psycho. He was one of his little sleazy buddies that was that he was always hanging around with. I knew that. Okay, what is it?
It's Josh Lucas. He was the asshole that was trying to get Bruce Banner's blood in the first Hulk movie.
Okay, because like, it's been a minute since I've seen the original. Yeah. Okay.
The really bad one. He's been in a couple of decent movies. He was in Purge. He was in Ford vs. Ferrari. He had a good role in that. Let's see. He was in. He played Charles Lindbergh and J. Edgar. He was in A Beautiful Mind. He was in the movie Stealth with Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel about the AI super fighter, whatever the hell it was. I have it on DVD. Yeah. It's a fun movie. He was in Alive, one of the first movies he did, but about the people that survived the plane crash in the Andes. I was actually just listening to a documentary about that on YouTube. A wild story. But yeah, he's been around for a minute. Not to mention he was on. Let's see, he got started on Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Great show. Let's see, Will and Grace. Let's see, Mysteries. He played the young John Dutton on Yellowstone. I totally forgot about that. So if you watch Yellowstone,
then I see the Lincoln lawyer come up, and I'm like, yeah, see, he looks like Matthew McConaughey, but he's not. It's weird.
Yeah, so yeah, he's been around. As a matter of fact, that guy that's in the picture with him, that's God, what's his name? Drawing a blank on his damn name now. That's
I swear I've seen him too.
That is Eric Balfour. He's been around for a long time. He was a child actor he was in a couple of seasons, at least one season of 24. He was in an episode of The West Wing. He's been in plenty of stuff as well. But yeah, so like I said, this movie is just loaded with all kinds of really good character actors who fill in the really well.
Like I said, I mean, it's hard to narrow it down because, like we said, like once you kind of look at it and you're like, I've seen that person before. I've seen that person. Because then it's hard to come down to, I'm like, well, I mean, that's kind of a hard choice between the three leads because how do I even pick? You know what I mean? Like, I don't like this game. I don't. Because, I mean, like you said, like they're all bringing their game to the table, man. Like it's because like they have like Michael Caine kind of being like the more not like sage kind of guy. He was just kind of more the observant one, and then it's Uncle Hub. Robert Duvall's like the kind of the wild card one who's getting into bar fights with guys probably 3 times less his age. I think that was this. I've seen clips of this movie, and like that was the clip I think I saw first that kind of intrigued me. And I was like, wait, what is this movie? He just grabs his kid by the throat and like
just gets in his face like, "Hey man, I'm Hub McCain. I fought 2 world wars and countless other nameless wars. I've been to Africa and 5 other continents." I'm like, whoa, what the hell, what? And then he proceeds to kick all these guys' asses. And then I find out later in the movie, I'm like, and then it's like cool, like they're all like shaking hands and they're like waving goodbye like he's an old friend. I'm like, that's crazy. Like I said, there's that touch of like, he's, he might kick your ass, but he'll teach you a lesson, and you'll shake hands by the end of it, and that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then you always got to admire Haley Joel Osment. Like I said, he's got that kind of talent for acting, and that's kind of right in that time when he was really hitting his strides. Like after seeing Dead People and whatnot. So with Bruce Willis. So I don't know. That's a hard one. I'm gonna think on that, as in I'm just not gonna answer it. Pass the ball to you. That's hard.
There's this stuff that I see. I follow obviously a lot of football stuff on YouTube as well. And there's this one channel that keeps putting up these polls. It's like, which one of these players is getting cut, and it'll put up like 4 of the best players at that position in the NFL, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I'm going to pick. How? Like sometimes they make it easy, sometimes they make it stupid easy. They'll have like some like 3rd-tier quarterback against a couple Hall of Famers. It's like, of course, I'm cutting the guy that's never won a Super Bowl against the guys that have won multiple. But it's like, if there's like 1 and 1A, 1A, 1B, I mean, come on, you've got 2 absolute freaking Hall of Famers right there. Look, Haley Joel Osment's good, but let's be perfectly honest here. He's as good as an actor as he was then. As good as he's a fine actor now. But I mean, these two. I mean, come on, these guys were already legends. I mean, Michael Caine, everything he's done, Robert Duvall, everything he had done. It's like, what? How do you not get enthralled whenever one of these guys is on screen, especially both of them? And I tell you what, like some of these scenes when he's like sleepwalking out there, especially when he wakes up and he has that conversation with Walter, I was like, that is where awards are won in scenes like that, and that's why the guy's got one. That's why he's been nominated for. That's why he was nominated for several. I mean, that's acting. It's not just saying the lines. It's not just saying it with inflection. It is delivering dialogue in a way that accentuates the moment. And like that scene right there, when he wakes up and he finally just like he comes clean with what happened to Jasmine. Why is she not around? It also gives you the first hint that like everything's true. You kind of go most of this movie thinking that part of it's true, part of it's embellished, part of it's just stories that spread. Like I didn't get a picture of the lady that calls him over the house.
They're ex mafia guys. They stole from Capone. I'm like,
they're on the run.
Even Hilary Joel's
stole from Al Capone. It's like because you figure that because this whole movie you figure there's probably part true, part fake, or maybe you're going to find out that. But whatever. But I mean, when you get to the end of the movie, you find out that really all of it was true, which just made it even better. But I mean, yeah, just honestly, just how do you? I mean, just look, these 2 guys. I mean, they're Hall of Famers. I mean, Michael Caine for so many reasons. Robert Duvall, we've already talked about for so many reasons. I mean, these guys carry the film. But I got to say, he does good. Haley Joel Osment, he pulls his weight in this movie pretty good for a teenage actor. You know what I mean?
And like you said, acting opposite those 2 guys. Yeah, that would intimidate the shit out of me.
Honestly. I give him a lot of credit. He could have been the I See Dead People kid for his entire life. True, that could have been the only role that he was ever remembered for, but he's done some things since then. This movie, for example, which is really good, and then of course Forrest Gump's kid and all that. But he could have been pigeonholed and typecast as that kind of a character his whole life. But doing this movie, he shows his acting chops. Not only that, he holds up pretty well, delivering dialogue against the 2 legends. Especially in the end when he comes, like in that scene that I just showed where he comes back and he's kind of laying the law down to him. He's like, look, I'm going to stick around, but you guys got to be around for a while, at least like out of high school, preferably college. And these guys are just like, okay, we're going to do whatever you want. Okay.
And then they kept their word, which was really cool.
Yeah. So he holds his own really, really well in this movie. I was always kind of bummed, especially after this movie does so well in his career. He kind of stagnated a bit. I mean, he's had a bit of a resurgence, which is great. But yeah, he showed that he knew what he was doing. He showed that he was a pretty good actor. But let's talk about the basic plot. Haley Joel Osment now. I have no idea.
He's about my age, isn't he?
He is 37.
He's 37. He's a little older than me. Okay.
Yeah, 37.
Okay.
I mean, look at some of his AI he was in, which was pretty good. That's an interesting movie. Let me pull up his resume real quick. His first movie, he played Forrest Gump Jr. Right. And then a couple other things in The Sixth Sense. We all know that. Let's see. Pay It Forward. I forgot he was in that one. Then he was in AI, Artificial Intelligence. He was in The Country Bears. He did one of the voices. Secondhand Lions. Voice of Mowgli in the Jungle Book movie that came out that year as well. Let's see. And then quite a bit of a break. He did some stuff. Home of the Giants. Never heard of. He's in it, I guess. Him, Daniel Pennybaker, Ryan Merriman. Never heard of it. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. Montana Amazon. Never heard of it. Sassy Pants. Never heard of it.
Yoga Hosers. Hell yeah, we're back.
And then Tusk. He was Teddy Kraft in Tusk, which is great. And then he was in Entourage. Was that the film? Yeah,
hold on.
Entourage.
He was in Kingdom Hearts 2? Who was he in that? That's a video game. What the shit? See, now I'm intrigued. Hold on. Who was he in that?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated thing. He voiced Casey Jones and a couple other small voices. He's been around. He's getting bigger. Well, he was Happy. Yeah, he was Billy Jenkins in Happy Gilmore too. I forgot about that because that movie is largely forgettable. Funny moments, but good. Plenty of TV stuff. He's done voices for Family Guy. He was in Alpha House. Voices for for American Dad rather. He was on Drunk History. I only watched a couple episodes of that, but it's pretty funny. Let's see. He did an episode of The X-Files back in 2018, that newer season. He was in a couple episodes of The Boys. I remember that. He did some voices for Star Trek Lower Decks, which I've heard is really funny. I've never actually watched it. It's like animated Star Trek. Yeah, animated Star Trek stuff. But he done some television voices for Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures.
Oh my God. How did I not know that? Haley Joel Osment was Sora, the main fucking character of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Really?
Was he? Okay. I feel really shitty because I'm like, that's a game I grew up on. Hold on. Was he in the first? I'm sorry. I'm down a gaming rabbit hole now. Now I need to know. Was he always Sora? Because if he wasn't, that would kind of make sense because he's a little older in the second game. That makes more sense. Yeah, 2002. That makes me feel old. It's when the first game came out. Jesus. Been playing this game my whole life. Okay, yeah. That's somebody else in the first game. Who was he in 3? Was he the same one in 3 though? Because 3 came out more recently. I have to put IMDb for video games because it never really comes up on IMDb first since it's movies first. Video games are art, damn it. Yeah, he was also Sora in Kingdom Hearts 3, which came out, when was that? 2019. So I mean, he's been doing. Holy crap!
Yeah, he's been.
I feel kind of bad. I didn't know that. Damn. I apologize, Haley Joel Osment. You're the main damn character of a game that I really enjoyed as a kid and still enjoy. Jeez.
Well, he had a little bit of a dust up recently, though. just looking at his Wikipedia page. And I'm like, I feel bad for this guy. In 2025, he lost his home in Altadena to the Eaton Fire, one of the many fires that pretty much burned all of Southern California. And then in April of 2025, he was arrested at the ski resort in Mammoth Lakes, California for public intoxication and possession of a controlled substance later to be confirmed to be cocaine. Oops.
Ooh.
While under arrest, he was captured on police body cameras using slurs against Jewish people towards his arresting officer. Whoa. Your career's about to slow down, which later apologized. He was released after booking. He appeared in court, was sentenced to attend 3 Alcoholics Anonymous meetings a week for 6 months, as well as have twice weekly sessions with his therapist during the same period. So hopefully he's worked all that out. We hope.
Get your shit together. We need to get Kingdom Hearts. That's why Kingdom Hearts 4 is taking so damn long. I was like, wait a minute. The last one came out in 2019, and you teased a 4th, and we're all still sitting here waiting in 2026. Like, where is it? Okay.
But let's talk about the plot now. I was getting ready to get there, and then we kind of went off on a tangent, but an important one nonetheless.
Video game.
Let's see. The obvious plot is young kid kind of getting dumped on these old guys by his terrible mother, and of course that's when the stories begin, and you got to decide. It's part listening to the flashbacks and the old stories of young Hub and Garth going off in their adventures around the world, and watching the relationship between the old men and the young guy hilariously grow as the movie goes on. What do you think of the plot of the film? Was there anything you would have changed? Did it work for you?
No, it works for me. Like I said, there's kind of this central, like we said, this story that we keep kind of getting pieces of and keep coming back to, which is the story of when they were younger, and all the shenanigans that they got into along the way. And and it's why you realize like why they're such good friends now, and they've still stuck it out together for this long. But it does leave some things in the back of your mind, like we said, like are they telling the truth, or are they BSing us? Like, and you're like, well, first of all, where is the money? And then where did it come from? Like, how did we get there? It's like you think you kind of know, and then there's still enough seeds of doubt. Like like I said, when the dickhead guy from Vegas comes by pretending to be a FBI agent or whatever the shit. And I know this is probably set in like the 60s. I'm like, yeah, but then you just straight up assault a kid. I'm like, I still don't think you'd do that as an FBI agent. So I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's full of crap. Yeah, that dickhead there. But yeah, and it's just enough to where you're like, yeah, I don't know, maybe it really wasn't true. You know what I mean? It's like it just tugs you back and forth. You kind of feel like Walter here trying to like decipher this whole thing, not only for the fact that you've been hearing the story about these two guys and their antics, but like I said, when the real shit hits, like when he tries to call the college that his mom is supposed to be at, and then he looks at the letter and it says it's dressed from Vegas, and he calls Aaron and she's like, yeah, there's no one here by that name. And it's sad, like when he rolls through like 10 different names that his mom could have had, it's like, damn, dude. And then she's like, yeah, that we started in January, kid. This is like summer. It's like, Jesus, that shit, that sucks. And then they find him just still sitting there at the gas station. And I love that there's stuff that like even somebody who annoys them more than the kid probably is the damn relatives, as they keep referring to him as. And they're like, well, if you want to stick around, it's like, well, I'm pretty sure they would hate it if you stayed. And then Robert Duvall immediately was like, oh yeah, maybe maybe you should stay for a while, kid. Like, that'd be fantastic. Maybe they'll just leave. Yeah, this family reoccurring every once in a while is kind of funny. They're just lingering, waiting for these two guys to croak over, and
I especially
find this money that yeah. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he lived a good life. No, ma'am, he checked himself out. He's gone. He left. Like, oh, damn it. Yeah, I don't think I would change it. It's like I said, it brings you along kind of like, as a spectator to the adventure. And it's just kind of a nice heartfelt ending that, like, even at the very end, because like I said, you kind of have the end cap of, you see the end first, technically, like you see them in the plane, and then Walter getting a call. And then like, as you're getting closer and closer to the end of the story, you're kind of like, you kind of just like, wait, well, what happened? Like, you're already invested and you care about these two guys and this kid. But that is a cool shot. You come to find out, like, yeah, no, they kept their word. They were like, all right, we're not going to do crazy shit till, we get you raised, get you through school, get you through college. The day you leave, though, kid, we're flying in that damn plane, basically. You know what I mean? And I love how even like adult Walter, all he can do is just kind of chuckle to himself. He's like, yeah, that sounds like them. The cop's like, yeah, best I can tell, they tried to go fly underneath the barn upside down. It's like, yeah. And then like the great grandson or whatever of the sheik comes by with his son, and it's like, oh yeah, this shit's all true. They, they kind of full circle that these two guys meet, and I assume maybe they become friends, which is just a nice thought. That all just really solidifies the fact that it was true. And like, and as he said at the end, he's like, these guys really did live, man. So that's all you can fucking hope for in life.
Yeah, I love that there's multiple kind of stories that you're following through with all this. Yes, Casey, you're here. I'll acknowledge you because you were the first one that came up and said something very cool. Your mom introduced you to this movie. Your mom did a good thing. Your dear late mother, a wonderful woman that she was. But But it's again there's two kind of parallel storylines that run through this. One is the the connection between Walter and his older great uncles. The other one is this insane story of all the crazy shit that they get into when they're doing all the stuff that they're doing, which I'm guessing would have been back in the 20s, maybe early 30s. Something like that. I mean, everything from
I think it started
going to the
summer of like 1914, so it was like World War I, and then it was probably after that. Yeah, so probably throughout the 20s is when they were doing.
Yeah, when it shows them getting off the boat when they first start telling the story, he does allude to the fact that it's like we got there right about the time the Kaiser was getting there, so he's making the reference to World War I. He says they wanted to stay one step ahead of the Kaiser. Obviously, it didn't work out for them because they ended up getting shanghaied, as you've come to find out in the movie, into the French Foreign Legion, which is hilarious. Yep. But yeah, I mean, both of them going into the French Foreign Legion and having these crazy adventures, and you're watching this. This is where the action adventure part of the movie comes in. It's a bit swashbuckling, a bit Indiana Jones. You see a young right there as he's riding back to the French Foreign Legion after the death of Jasmine, and. Yes, and the adventures continue. Him meeting Jasmine, which is a wildly exciting, romantic way of meeting. I mean, this is everything you would have gotten from one of the 40s serials that would have played, before, in the movie theater and stuff like that. That's
some From Here to Eternity type shit. If you know what I'm talking about,
great storytelling, and even this image. There's a couple of shots in this movie that are amazing. This image is one of them. I just love everything that it represents. But obviously him going toe to toe with the Sheik, that whole scene where they're sword fighting where he wakes him up and they start sword fighting in his bedroom was great. It was something straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. That's why I keep going back to that reference, because like.
Oh, did I lose Frank?
I'm back now, right?
Here you are. Okay.
Sorry, I went to click on something. It didn't work for a minute. Maybe my computer.
What he did, and when he went to the hospital, he got so excited his heart gave out.
I know, but I'm back. I checked myself out against doctor's orders. But yeah, it really is. It really. I make that comparison to the Indiana Jones because it really is that kind of magical world of adventure, and cracking the whip and shooting the guy who's swinging the swords at you, who wants to kill you, and stuff like that. There is that kind of adventure to it from the old serials. The kind of stuff that they don't put in they don't even make movies like this anymore. And so to have that little taste of one is fantastic. And it is so emotionally charged because you're trying to figure out not just if these guys are lying, but you're trying to attach yourself to this crazy journey that Hub has been on his entire life. Was Jasmine real? Are these guys just making this shit up? And you kind of, like I said, that scene at the pond, the big lake, where he wakes up and he starts to tells Walter a little bit about Jasmine. Even then, you're like, I believe part of this, but what about all of it? And then eventually, the kid finds. And that's you're like, wait a minute, okay, so they actually have a lot of money. It's like, where did they get it?
It's like, even in some crazy stories, there's at least what is it? All fiction has like a kernel of truth to it or something like that. So
they say every good lie is 90% truth. That's what I've always heard.
Right. So yeah. And you see all the money just kind of sitting there. It's like, oh shit, this might have been real. Yeah.
But you see, like in this picture, though, it's just something about New York State Bank or New York Savings or something like that. You're like, you don't imagine that he got that from the Sheik. There's no gold down there. So, I mean, just seeing that cellar full of money underneath their barn, which is the perfect place to hide it, by the way, is right in front of God and everybody. But just so even then you're kind of like, yeah, they've got the money. Did it come from the gold? Was it something else? You obviously don't get the full picture until very late in the movie. But yeah, I mean, everything about, and then of course the growing relationship between them, the timeless coming of age thing that Walter is going through, the teaching that is happening from the older guys to the younger guys. It's just a fantastic plot. I wouldn't have changed anything about this movie. I think it's fantastic. But But one of the key scenes though that actually does this is the mom's realization that she's not doing very well for her own son. I thought that was kind of a key scene,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
because like in the moment she had Kara Sedgwick, again, another fine actress who plays her role beautifully in this. Great actress in her own part, Kevin Bacon's wife. But
right.
she
Actually,
she comes to this point where she's like, "What do you want me to do?" She's like, "I don't have any real." And she essentially says to them, in not so many words, "I don't have any real skills. I have to depend on these guys to support us. You know, what do you want me to do?" And he's just like, "You know what? If this is where you are in life, do where you are in life. But I have an option here that's going to help me become the person that you think these guys are going to help me to be. But these guys and all these other losers aren't going to help me get here. These guys can help me secure the kind of life that you really want me to have, that you are sacrificing yourself to these losers to give me a chance at. I've got a really good chance with my great uncles. Let me go back there." And she has this moment of realization where she says, maybe that is the best place for my son. And she makes the right decision as a mother. I think it's a fantastic scene. Beautifully done. I mean, Kara's a fine actress in her own right. Has been in so many good things anyway. But yeah, that to me is one of the best scenes in the film. But I don't know. Give me your thoughts, Jeremy. What's one of your favorite scenes? I mean, because there's a lot. It's like from the adventure stuff to the fun stuff. I mean, we haven't really talked about the lion. They went and got a damn lion.
yeah, they did. Oh, goddamn. See, that's the thing I like about this is like every question, like, you know, that we usually do on the show. It's like most of the time, like I have a pretty definitive answer. And I'm like, I think this speaks to this movie that I'm like, I'm struggling to find like a, you know, one specific thing that I can point out. I mean, yeah, the damn fucking lion here was pretty funny. Because even in the end, they're just like, yeah, in the will, the kid gets everything, just buries in the garden next to that stupid lion. Like they still have this fondness for this lion, you know. I mean, which that was a cool scene. It's like the arc of the lion, and then she like ends up protecting Walter in the end, you know, which was really nice. I mean, the scene on the bridge was good. Like it's also that's like now Walter's kind of gotten to that point where he's kind of like enough to where he can kind of put his foot down, but be like, look, I'm saying like just I want you to do the right thing for me, and you know, just kind of let it go. This isn't the path I want to go down, because he's already kind of had the, you know, he probably just went along with it for, you know, his whole life to that point. And then finally, just the time he spent with these two guys made him kind of realize, you know, yeah, maybe this is a better option for me, which it was in the end. I mean, I would go back to that. You have a picture of that scene, like where him and Duvall have that hug when he finally like kind of opens up to him, and it's like that's kind of what this kid is. It's like it's like not only does Walter need them, it's kind of like they need him in a way, because it's like he kind of opened him up a little bit. Because I like how he's even as kind of hard nosed as he might be sometimes. Duvall's character, he's like, "All right, kid, damn it, you win. Like, fine, I'll tell you the speech. I'll stay around, you know, and I'll stay around for you." Like, damn. Like I said, there's stuff where like, yeah, you're laughing because they get a goddamn lion. Yeah, that happened. But man, like I said, you come out swinging with something like that, where you know. They have that pretty tense emotional moment there, where that's where you can tell, like, yeah, there was no line between these two guys. They were just kind of putting it out there, and they're like, yeah, this is the understanding we have now, is that we're gonna stick around for each other. So that was pretty cool.
I also love the transition of I'm beating all these kids up to teach them a lesson, which in and of itself is a great scene. To like later on, he drives them back to his house in their own car.
In their car.
I was like, baller move. Okay, Grandpa, you did good. You're showing me you're pretty tough. But then the concept of the what every boy needs to know about being a man speech that he's giving to these boys, you don't hear it because Garth is talking to to Walter off camera, and he's telling him that he's giving him the speech. And Walter suddenly becomes enamored with the idea of, I need to hear that speech at some point because I've come to trust these guys for what they know about the world. And, and when he walks back and sits down, he's like, those boys are going to be okay. And he's just like, well,
right.
Beat the fuck out of them at a bar, but or at a country store, wherever the hell that was. But
also,
but yeah,
I think a hilarious thing is when the lion does escape, and they're like, "Get the guns!" And I thought it was just them. It's like them, Walter, fucking all the relatives, even the kids. Like 2 kids are both holding like a fucking M1 together because that gun is heavy as shit. And they're always going through the grass like looking for this lion. I'm like,
I thought it was funny that the 2 boys walked out. One of them was holding the butt of the gun, the other was holding the barrel of the gun, and then their sister walks out, and their sister walks out behind them with their own gun, like ready to fucking kill this lion. I was like, that is awesome. That's such a funny visual. But
but
yeah, all of that, and then the ending. Let's go ahead and get to how it all ends. Obviously, the movie starts with him getting a phone call, and you kind of know what that phone call is about at the beginning of the movie. But and then after everything's gone away, it fades back to quote modern time to when he's getting a phone call saying that he needs to come because his grandfathers have passed on. And then he gets there to find out from the sheriff that they were trying to fly the airplane upside down through the barn with expected comedic but yet sad results. I mean, it's kind of a crazy.
You can't help but laugh. You're like, it's terrible, but that's them. That's them to a T. It's just kind of funny. They go out doing
exactly. It was one of those endings, and I think Rachel's talked about it with a couple of scenes we've talked about in movies. It's beautiful and sad. It's fitting. It's wonderful. It's sad. It's a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be bottled up into one emotion. It can be multiple emotions at the same time and fit the characters and fit the story very, very well. And that's kind of what it was. I think even as the older Walter is sitting there looking at it, you see the smile on his face as he's looking through. Looking at the just like, he's just like, he's not looking at the crash that killed his uncles. He's looking at it going, this fit, this tracks. This is kind of,
they were going to go out. Yeah, they were going to go.
The most fitting way they could have gone was like this. This works out very well. They would have been perfectly happy. And then, of course, when the sheriff walks up and spits out that line, they dive with their boots on. Like his uncles told him about the lion. The lion passed away after attacking the dick that was that his mom brought over. She died with her boots on, and then the sheriff says they died with their boots on. And that's the moment where I love that look on Josh Lucas's face where he kind of comes to that realization. He's like, you know what? That's kind of perfect. Sad as I am right now, this is the best possible ending for these 2 guys. And it's such a wonderful ending. And then, of course, you have the Sheik's grandson who comes in and drops the hammer on the whole thing. Not only does he come in, but it's like the conversation they have lets you know that all those stories are 100% true. All those stories, all those were 100% accurate. And so he walks in and says, I see they spent my grandfather's gold wisely. And then you look over in the pond and there's a luxury yacht in there that takes up the whole
damn yacht in the pond. Yeah.
The funniest visuals in this damn movie.
But and then it's funny because, like, when you see even on the helicopter where it says like Marrakesh and like fucking Houston, I'm like, oh my god, so they did, because they're in Texas. Like they did do this is this guy's like Enterprise is like all over the damn world, and for some reason also in Texas. I'm like, yeah, no, it's real. That's pretty damn funny.
It's also one of the great final lines in all of movies, because he gets his kids off the helicopter and his kids are like, so the men from Grandfather Stories they really lived? Like even he didn't believe it. He's kind of in the same position. He's like, wait a minute, so Grandpa was telling me all this shit that was true? He's like talking about sword fighting some guy in the middle of the night that broke into his room. He's like, that really happened? And then he says they really lived, and this Josh Lucas says, yeah, they really lived. That was one of the great final lines of a movie. So fitting. And it actually ends on this shot right here of them flying through the sunset with their biplane doing their crazy shit. And I was like, that's good visualization of your story of what you want to put forward right there. That was good stuff. But overall, just a fantastic movie. Robert Duvall, again, he's one of those actors. He's done big movies before. He's in The Godfather and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this guy's talent was just amazing storytelling. And this, The Apostle, which is one I want to do eventually. things like that. I mean, some people haven't heard some of these movies, but they're just but his performances are so good, and he's such a rich storyteller that it's like, this guy really had no limit to his talent and the kind of story he could tell. Like I said, blockbuster, fine, but Days of Thunder. I mean, he's a different actor in that movie as well. It's like, it's Tom Cruise. It's fast driving and action and weird camera angles as they're turning in the track or whatever. But it's like, his dialogue delivery in that, especially, I think I'd mentioned it before when we did the retrospective on him, that when he's talking to the frame of the car, it's not a car to him. It's a breathing thing that he's going to put stuff on and make it this monster that drives at 200 plus miles an hour. And he's like, I need you to protect him. I need you to do this. I'm going to give you these things. I need you to protect him. Even that kind of dialogue delivery in kind of a mindless Jerry Bruckheimer movie. It's like he's so good in all these moments. I mean, when you need somebody to deliver dialogue with that tone, with the right tone, he's the guy that does it. And Michael Caine, no slouch, of course. I mean, that guy's been nominated. He's won. He's been in great movies. He was Alfred. He played Alfred. One of the only great actors to play Alfred. There's only a few people that have ever played that. All of them great. But yeah, I mean, just so many great performances. Such a fantastic movie. It's good emotion. It's got enough action to satisfy the guys who want to pretend like they're not getting wrapped up in the emotional storylines. It's got all the emotions. You can still laugh at the crazy shit that these two are doing in the background, like fishing with shotguns and dynamite and all kinds of crazy shit. Fighting, teenagers.
I mean, I like how he even gives him a book of how to fish. They actually go out there with a proper boat and lines. And he still fucking pulls the shotgun and shoots it, catches it in the net. I'm like, what was the point?
You're almost there.
Again, it was a process. You're undoing a whole lifetime of learning for these guys. You have to give them a little bit.
We're almost there.
Balance, but I do have a little bit of trivia here. Happily enough, some things that I found kind of interesting. I was surprised that there wasn't a great deal of trivia, but there was enough that I could find some good stuff out of. Haley Joel Osment was actually attacked by the pig during filming. The lion had numerous trainers and handlers, but no one thought that the pig might be a menace.
Yeah, it can be.
Pigs can be assholes.
Yeah, no, they can.
You ever see with the second Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal? They feed him to pigs. That's what he's going to do. He's going to feed the bodies to pigs.
Yeah, pigs eat everything.
Let's see. Writer and director. His name is weird. Tim McCanlies. Boy, I'm going to have to get used to that name. Tim McCanlies wrote the lion as a female because he thought it would be easier to keep under control than a male lion. It was actually not until production began that he found out that female lions are actually much more ferocious than male lions.
I was going to say, the females are the ones that do all the heavy work, the hunting. They do all the crazy shit. Yeah.
Oops. But whatever.
No, but I mean, it kind of works with him naming her Jasmine in the end. So.
Yeah, nobody got eaten, so we're all good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kara Sedgwick. The letter that she sends to Walter that he opens indicates that the movie takes place during the summer of 1962. The postmark said Las Vegas 1962. So so I would imagine this. I would imagine this movie probably takes place somewhere mid 80s. Then the ending of the movie when they pass away.
I was thinking it was supposed to be mid 80s.
I was looking at the car that he pulled up in, the BMW, and I was trying to.
In the model of the cop car they buzzed by, I was like, that's definitely a car from the 80s. Like that's
it looked like a late 80s kind of thing, maybe early 90s. But I assume that it was 20 to 25 years later, so probably late 80s. Let's see. I'm going to go to, I don't know how to use that picture yet, so I'm going to use it now. Sir Michael Caine said that early in his career, he once held Sir Sean Connery's hat while he fought and beat 4 men in a nightclub single-handedly. This may have been the inspiration for the scene in which Hub, played by Robert Duvall, also fights and defeats 4 men single-handedly, while Caine and Haley Joel Osment's characters watch on.
See, but that's where I'm like, but did that happen? That's kind of awesome if it did.
Those, I believe it. I mean, if this movie tells me anything,
like he said,
what's the line?
Believe it if you want to believe it. And I'm like, I kind of want to choose to believe that happened.
I want to believe it. It's interesting though, because after I read this piece of trivia as I was getting the show notes together, I was reminded of a movie called The Presidio that Sean Connery was in. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. It's Sean Connery, the fucking guy from NCIS. Mark Harmon. In the movie, Mark Harmon is a San Francisco police detective who used to be in the Army station at the Presidio, which is a now closed Army base in San Francisco. And Sean Connery is like the head of the military police at that base. So they have like a previous relationship. Somebody gets killed, and the investigation brings the two of them back together for the purposes of the movie. And there's a very similar scene in this movie where both Connery and Harmon are at a bar, and these two big dudes start fucking talking shit to Connery, and they're like, "Hey, Major, blah, blah, blah." Not unlike the way the scene plays out in this movie. And Connery whoops their asses while Mark Harmon is just sitting there drinking his coffee like, "What up, dudes?" And while Sean Connery...
Wrong day, guys.
Watch the movie for nothing else but the scene, because it's Connery. Come on, everything is good. It's a good movie, to be honest. But... like these guys start giving him shit, and Sean Connery says, finally, it's like, "Guys, if you want to fight, that's fine, but I'm only going to use my thumb." He holds up his right thumb. He goes, "What do you mean your thumb?" He goes, "My right thumb." He's like, "I can't use the left one. It's much too powerful for you guys." And he no shit beats these guys up with his thumb. Like awesome. The guy lunges at him, he sidesteps him and hits him in the back of the head with his thumb and like knocks him down. And like these guys all dazed. And the whole time Mark Harmon just sitting there, and when two or three of the other guys start to step up to gang up on him, he pulls his gun out and goes, "Hey guys, keep it fair." And then the guys see the gun and back up, and they let Connery kick this guy's ass. Yeah. Very similar scene, and the way he described it, I was like, that sounds like that scene in The Presidio, which is hilarious to me. So I'm going to choose to believe it actually happened, because I find it funny that the guy who he mentions, Sir Sean Connery, late great legend himself, that scene ended up in that movie tells me that it probably happened. I'm going to believe that it happened. But we'll have to do The Presidio at some point. I think it's a good movie too. I get a kick out of. I wish I'd have gotten scenes of the cartoons now, but I did not. Berkeley Breathhead, who did the Bloom County comics for they're the Sunday morning comics. I think still to this day they're in some of them. He actually drew the cartoons that were seen on the adult Walter's desks.
Oh, that's cool. I wondered about that.
Yeah, the guy that directed this, he was friends with him. Apparently, they went to college together, and he had reached out to him and said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And hadn't gotten an answer back, so got somebody else that the studio had suggested to draw some comics up. And while he was getting ready to submit his comics, the other guy, this guy, Breathhead, called back and said, "Okay, I'll do it." And they were like, "Oh, okay, well, we don't want your comics anymore." And the guy was okay with it. He was just like, "Okay, whatever." Hollywood picks up with communications, how shit goes. But yeah, you know what this movie could have been? Like most movies, this gestated for a while before it got made. At one stage, this movie was going to be a vehicle for Paul Newman and Robert Redford, and would have been their third pairing after Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in 1969 and The Sting in 1973.
Well, I mean, if you got an iconic pair and get them back together like that, that would have been pretty wild.
You know what? I like the movie we got better. I think we got the best version of this movie. But dude, Redford and Newman, they were pretty special on screen too. Butch and Sundance is a great movie. Yeah. I think it's the best movie ever made. And The Sting is awfully good. And both these actors together. And Redford had a little bit of a comedic thing to him. I know Newman not so much, but Redford had a little bit of a comedic thing to him. But these guys were mostly known for doing dramatic pieces. They didn't really venture the comedy all that much. So I don't know if they would have. It's like that line you were talking about, like the first line that Robert Duvall says, "You send for a hooker." It's like I don't know that would have hit the coming from either Newman or Redford. I don't know that it would have. But whatever. Like I said, we got a great movie. I'm not mad about it at all. But let's see. Eugene Osment, the father of Haley Joel Osment, is the one who played Hub's doctor in the movie. The one who told the grifting relatives that he checked himself out.
I didn't know that.
That's his
cool. Nice. Well, there you go. It's a fun cameo.
I get a good picture of the house for this one. I did not. I don't think I have a good picture of the house. That's unfortunate. So we'll go to the porch. It says the most important part of the house anyway. The house used for filming is the same house used in Transformer: Age of Extinction, as well as several other movies.
Huh. Okay, then.
Not unheard of. I mean, there's plenty of places that are used for lots of movies, but still, to know that this house was used for multiple things. As a matter of fact, there was a piece of trivia. I almost put it in here, but I didn't. The owners of the house said, they obviously signed the papers to let them use the house. So they obviously, the designers did a lot of stuff to the house. The top part of the house, the tower that he sleeps in, wasn't actually part of the house. It was built specifically for the film. And I guess right before filming, the owners came back to the house just to kind of look, and the lady that owned it started crying because she thought they had ruined the house. And they had to explain to her. They were like, no, we did not tear up your house and rebuild it to look like ass. We put fake facades and all that, and everything was still there. We just stressed it, made it look bad. We're going to take all this stuff down. You're going to have, your house is going to be exactly the way that you left it when you get back. But it's pretty funny. Let's see. There was, believe it or not, a second ending that you can watch in the DVD. Well, give me a minute on this. The original ending introduced Walter's wife and sons, who were both named after their great uncles. Even Frankie and his greasers attended the funeral, happily married and better men thanks to Hub's advice. Walter also reveals that Hub was slowly dying of pneumonia from his sleepwalking to the lake late at night. So he sees his death by insane stunt as a blessing for it to be quick and for allowing Hub and Garth one last hurrah. He also states that he may not believe all of Hub and Garth's stories, but they help make him the man he is today. A limo later pulls up with the wheelchair using Sheik, still alive and on oxygen. He gives a silent stare to Walter and his family, presumably believing them to be the descendants of Hub and Jasmine. At this moment, Walter can only smile in shock that Hub and Garth were truthful the entire time. So similar ending, just a different way of getting there, which would have been cool to see the Sheik roll up there, but I kind of like the.
It's still the whole we're telling stories down through generations, and it's still that's why it makes it kind of cool that the Sheik's grandson is there now, and he's even telling his son these crazy stories that his grandfather told him. So it's which kind of was what our whole movie was about in the first place. So I kind of like the ending we got. It's I don't know, didn't have to be all that, but I think it worked for what it was trying to go for.
I think it worked. I think the pairing of grown-up Walter with the Sheik's grandson was probably a better pairing. Although it would have been cool to see the Sheik roll out there and have that little bow of respect and be like, okay, these men that bested me, they met their end. I will bow and I will show respect to these men at their grave as I should. That would have been a cool ending. But whatever. I mean, again, a good ending, very emotional. It tells you all the stories were true. So I'm not going to knock it.
He still kind of gave him the line, when he imitates his grandfather, he's like the only two men who ever bested me, where it's you heard that line, and for a damn fact it was actually true.
Yeah. But I don't know. Jeremy, give me your final thoughts. We'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Give me your final thoughts on Secondhand Lions.
Like I said, first watch, and honestly, I'm not mad. It was fun. Like I said, it had times where you laugh, times where you got a little emotional, and somehow weirdly blending the two at the end, like we said. Go watch this for yourself. I think it's all behind paywalls right now, but I mean, it's like $5 maybe on Amazon where I got it. So.
You can find this DVD in lots of places for super cheap if you still want to own some physical media.
I'm sure.
I watched it on DVD.
Yeah, no, I'm sure, and like I'm saying, it's worth a watch. Either way, it's it's still a movie you can sit down and just kind of have fun with. You can still laugh, you can smile, you can just have fun with it, and it's it does kind of make you feel good in the end. You kind of have that same little kind of that weird emotion that, like I said, that he has at the end there, where he's just kind of smiling, looking at a plane in the side of the barn. He's just kind of yeah, that tracks. That sounds all right, it's a fun watch, and like I said, I would recommend it.
Yeah, Michael Caine, Robert Duvall. I mean, it's if you won't watch a movie with any one of these guys, you're kind of insane. To not watch a movie with both of them makes you certified, wacky. But I mean, this movie's just got a little bit of everything. It's got the emotion. It's part love story. It's part swashbuckling action adventure. It's part it's part whodunit, it's part intrigue, it's part there's people people you genuinely cheer for, there's people you genuinely hate. This movie runs you through the gamut of all emotions from one scene to the next. At the end of the movie, it leaves you completely satisfied. It's a fantastic film all around. It's very well directed, very well written, which is the most important part. And then, of course, you give great writing to these two actors, and then it's gonna be something magical. I'm actually really disappointed that this movie didn't get nominated for more awards. I mean, it didn't get anything. It got nominated for no awards. Go figure that shit out. I mean, not even some of the smaller ones, Golden Globes or something like that. Just nothing. It makes no sense to me that this movie isn't more well known, especially nowadays in the immediacy after Robert Duvall's passing. I haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about this movie. They talk about The Godfather a lot. They talk about the other bigger movies, Apocalypse Now, obviously. But some of his best stuff was the low budget stuff that was released in 40 theaters. I mean, look at The Apostle. I mean, they didn't expect The Apostle to do anything. All he got out of it was a Best Actor nomination because he's that damn good on a movie that he made for Best Fare. He funded that movie by himself.
Passion project, yeah.
And loaded it with good acting. I mean, Farrah Fawcett hooked up on it. Billy Bob Thornton, although he was kind of young at the time, hooked up on it. I mean, there's plenty of great actors in that believed in that project enough to commit themselves to it. So Walton Goggins, well, again, he was kind of young. So he was probably the point of his career. He was just happy to have a job. But he's very good in it. I'm not going to lie. He's really, really good. But yeah, just go watch it. It's if you can find it for a couple of bucks on DVD, get it. This is the kind of movie you're not gonna be upset about having in your physical media collection, or go spend $5 on Amazon. It's not one of those movies that's in high demand right now, so go watch it. This movie really does have a lot of everything. But thanks to my hetero life mate Jeremy for coming to hang out with me. As always, where can the folks know and find you, my friend?
I'm here Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know what we're doing Thursday, so
we're doing something.
That's fun. Yeah,
we are doing something. Again, there's going to be some Mario Brothers content coming in the next several weeks as we get ready for the new one to open up. So we'll get ready to go do that, and then there's probably one or two more Duvall movies we're going to fit in here somewhere. I think me and Jeremy it's probably a good time for us to start getting back to some of the View Askew Universe movies. We've got a whole litany of Kevin Smith offerings that we need to go break down and discuss ad nauseum as we continue to wax philosophically about how much we love Kevin Smith and his work. But you will find us back here on Thursday doing something. Don't know what yet, but we're going to do something. Thanks to my hetero life mate Jeremy for being here. Thanks to all of you for being here, as always, being so wonderful. I don't hear the music as it's playing. Yeah, it's playing.
It's fine.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it just started playing. Here, so my computer was just like, we're not going to play on the music yet. We're going to make them sweat. But we will see you guys on Thursday. Also, don't forget that American Werewolf in New Jersey is going to be on tomorrow doing one of the Coen Brothers movies. I forget which one. But he wanted me to come join him. I won't be able to. Tex might. But go check him out anyway. He always puts out great content, just like always. We will see you guys next time. Until then, adios.
Like I said, all the people from the US universe are coming to Comic-Con.
They are, and I've already got plans. I've got plans of things that I want the Kevin Smiths and the everybody to sign. We've got ideas.
Oh, I know. But, you guys see that poster behind me? I've got Brian. He's going to be there, but I got to go get Jeff. I got to go get Kevin and Jay again. Maybe Rosario Dawson will pop up.
Yes. That'll be awesome.
I'm just saying, I'm here for it.
Bye, everybody.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.